Now that we have the average absorbance for each solution in our table, we'd also like to characterize the data set using the standard deviation. So the equation for the standard deviation is here, and it's quite a bit more complicated than the average. So you don't want to type this in. The standard deviation represents the variation in the data set. So if there's a lot of variation in your data, then you'll have a large standard deviation. If there's only a little bit of variation in your data, then you'll have a small standard deviation. The key here is that we can use a standard deviation as a measure of the precision or the repeatability of a measurement. So if you keep getting the same answer over and over again over multiple trials, you're going to have a small standard deviation. If your measurement varies quite a bit, then you'll have a large standard deviation. So luckily, Excel and Sheets have this function built in, just like the sum function and the average function. So you can use equals to tell Sheets and Excel that you'd like to do math, and then start typing in the function STDEV. You'll notice you have a lot of options here for the standard deviation, but just use the regular STDEV function and you'll be fine. Open your parentheses and select the whole range of values. Do not use the average. You don't collect the average here. You click on the whole range of data just like you do for the average. Similarly, you could type in C9, comma, D9, comma, E9, right? You could put a comma between each of these if your data points aren't all adjacent to each other. So you could do it that way as well. I'm just going to select the whole range. There we go. Close my parentheses and hit enter. Now we have a standard deviation for each of our averages, and that tells us something again about the variation in the measurements and the repeatability in the measurements.